Hey everybody, Joel, Moose Droppings by Import Sauce. Today we are going to swap out our windshield wiper motor on our P1, S40, C30, C70, V50. Stick around, there's only a couple of tools. It's not going to be too difficult, but we're going to get you through it. On another video, not yet put up, we haven't yet quite buttoned it up, is our heater hoses, the ones right next to the ECM underneath the glove box, had blown and showered the ECM. We have a full video, very in-depth, on how we repaired that without spending any money. And one of the things that is still glitching is the windshield wiper motors. Everything else is fine, but the windshield wiper motor, randomly, windshield wipers will without warning, or they just won't work. It's not the stock, because everything else on the steering wheel works. And we figured, hey, let's get a replacement at the junkyard. And here we have that replacement right there. And we figure if we put this in and we still have the issue, then we know for sure it is the ECM. And then at that point, we will look at options to either send that out or do whatever we have. And that's why that other video is not live yet, because we're still trying to do the final cleanup here. So let's take a look at the part, and then let's take a look at how we are going to swap that in. So here is the actual part. It is held in place by 3 T25s, and it is actually right underneath this trim panel. We're going to show you, we are actually already open because we just are finishing up the engine bay paint and wire looming for the T5 rebuild. But I figured while we're in here, let's go ahead and do it. So step one to get to it is we need to remove both windshield wipers. We put one on here just so you can see it easily enough. You're going to get a flathead screwdriver and you're going to pop this cap off right there, and you can see how that is mounted on there. It just sticks onto that 6-point bolt. That is or nut, that is a 13 millimeter. So go ahead and get your 13 millimeter and pull that off. Once that's off, you're going to kind of wiggle this up and down, side to side, find the right angle, and eventually that'll come off. You can see that there are tapered teeth, and on here, those teeth inside are what hold it. And when that spins, that is what moves your wipers. Quick note, the longer windshield wiper is for the driver's side, the shorter one is for the passenger side. So when you go back to put them on and you're wondering which one goes where, that is what it is. Okay, after that, you're gonna have a few little push pins, little plastic tabs, 1, 2, 3, and there's what it looks like, that one's still in there. And you're gonna go ahead and pull those out, or kind of pop them out. And from there, you're gonna have to get over to the side, because this rubber here actually goes behind the hood, and then these tuck right up here over the window and fender. So you got to kind of bend those back out, and then one side out, the other side out, and then you'll be able to pull this whole unit off. We'll just set that aside, and this is what you're left with. You're not left with all this crap. That's because we got stuff out of the way. But let's go ahead and just kind of drop that down. These are just clips and things from our engine bay. Right, and then we can see there is the motor, right? So you see the 3, there's the 3, so essentially just like that. Single wire connector, which is just a push, and that is, oh, you can actually see it, it's right there. So we're gonna see, we may be able to do it without pulling this off, but we may have to pull that plastic piece off. And then there's one more 13 mil here. Right, so this is what actually the motor is going to spin that, and we can see again those tapered teeth, which are going to hook into this arm, and this arm, as it moves up and down, will link over to the one on the driver's side as well, and then it links back. So we're going to see, we may be able to pull this nut, and just once we pull these 3 torques, it should drop down, but we're definitely going to have to pull that nut and then kind of get it off of this arm and then reassess it. So we're going to take a look real quick and bring you back on what is going to work here. So the 3 bolts are out, screws. They're actually T27. Those 3 came out and the whole unit is loose. It's just still kind of inside of those tapered teeth. This actually just kind of, if there's a pin here, you just kind of pry up and scooch it out. And I was thinking, what is this? Why do we need it? And that's actually your vent door that opens up and sucks air in. So if we look over here, we can see that it's going to be kind of in that area. And I think what this is just to keep any excessive downpour or a lot of rain or anything just kind of away from that door and moved elsewhere, so that you don't get excessive moisture in there. So the last thing we're going to do is kind of just pry this apart, probably with a flathead underneath. Boop, slide it out, and then we'll just unhook it and swap it back in. Once we got this guy broken free, we were not able to jam this out no matter which way we did it. So 3 8mm, 1, 2, 3. This one you will need a ratcheting wrench because it is kind of behind the glass and you don't want to pry against this. One little crack here is gonna ruin your day. So we just kind of loosen those up, and now this thing moves up and down, and then we were able to get that out easily enough. We flip it over. We will go ahead and swap the connection there, and then we're just going to put everything back in reverse order, but we're also going to clean all this out. It's been sitting out here for almost a year as we're doing this engine rebuild, and we've gone through a blizzard and a hurricane. So we got a lot of debris in there. We're going to clean that up, but that's essentially how to get your motor out. If you come up with any tips or tricks or anything we missed, feel free to drop them in the comments, and then we can highlight them up to the description as well.